50 years have passed, but I do not age.
Hey everybody, it's Pancake Army Man. Welcome back to yet another discussion on G.A.M.E. This time for the Game Awards of 2017. Today I am joined by
TheJamesRolls.
And TheJamesRolls.
Wait, what?
I've been the James Rolls the entire time.
Interesting.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm Lady Garrett to you.
And the questions will be asked by the question maker, later Gator to you, and the non-question makers, James and I, will be answering them, and so will later Gator to you. But he'll go last because he's Gator.
Yep.
Take it away, Gator.
Alrighty then. The first question: what is your opinion on the Game Awards in general?
You can go first, Pancake. You introed.
All right. Well, the Game Awards, lots of things have awards nowadays, movies, music, all that stuff. Not important at all. The only important one is the Game Awards, of course, because video games are more important than anything else in the world. Okay, I'm just going to be serious here. Yes, the Game Awards, in my opinion, are more important than the Oscars and Grammys and all that. They showcase a lot of interesting, neat stuff, and, they can do a lot of things at the Game Awards, and it's really nothing like any other award show, in my opinion, because do you ever see the Oscars showing off trailers for new movies? I think I'm getting that right, the Oscars, or the Golden Globe, or do you ever see the Grammys showing off, like, little demos of music? But the Game Awards, they show off trailers, so they, do everything perfectly. And that's really my opinion on the Game Awards. Best award show on the planet, basically.
Yeah, I would say that the Game Awards is like the perfect award show because it showcases it honors stuff that's already happened, and it showcases and gives glimpse into the future. Yeah, the Game Awards is perfect for the gaming industry, and here's to many more. I'm surprised it took this long, honestly, to get a proper gaming award show to happen, but hats off to Jeff for putting it together and having it run now for 4 years.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the Game Awards for the most part. There have been a couple bumps in the road the past couple years, but this year seemed pretty solid, so I'm really happy that they have a award show for video games, because even though I do respect the Oscars and movie awards and whatever else they do, that's not really something that I particularly look at, because my movie opinions are kind of very different from other people. I'll just say that right now. But for the game industry, I think it's really important to have something like this to have recognition for the amount of work that goes into these games, because there is so much that goes into development, and it's really great that the people behind these games, we get the recognition that they deserve.
Mm-hmm.
The next question: did you watch any of the previous Game Awards?
I guess I'll go first again. I believe I watched the first one they did. Like you said, it's been going on for 4 years, so I think I watched the first one that they did, but I don't really remember. So technically, I don't really know if I watched any ones before this one. I think I watched ones, but I don't really know. That's basically my answer.
I have watched all 4 of the Game Awards, yeah.
I've watched all of them, but this year, because boring college finals, I have to study. But the first one, wasn't that one called VGX or something?
VGX is what Game Awards spawned from. Game Awards have been the Game Awards for the last 4 years.
All right. Well, back when it was VGX or whatever, I remember that being like super awkward because like they did some things like the people, the hosts seemed kind of bored during that presentation, and some of the announcements that they did weren't really all that interesting. Like when they announced Cranky Kong for Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, I was like, okay, that's cool and all, but that could have been announced at a Nintendo Direct. And I remember being super mad when Tomb Raider 2013 Definitive Edition was announced, but it wasn't coming to Wii U. I remember being so mad about that. But it's gotten better over the years. I remember when the year Satoru Iwata passed away, they did a really nice tribute to him during that award, and I think last year they had the guy behind Metal Gear specially mentioned because he wasn't allowed to attend the year prior to that. So they've had some bumps along the way, but they've gotten a lot better as time has gone on. And the next question. Are you happy with the results of the Game Awards? And are there any games that you think should have won an award?
Well, yeah, I'm okay with the results, of the Game Awards. They're all right. Like, they're all right. Yeah, that's all I really have to say for it right now. I don't really remember the winners except for Game of the Year and Best RPG right now off the top of my head. So, yeah. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, I was pretty satisfied with most of the winners. Maybe one or two that I wasn't really completely satisfied with. I'm happy Zelda won Game of the Year. I'm happy it won Best Action Adventure Game. Best Art Direction, did it win also? I can't recall that one.
I think so.
And Odyssey won Best Family Game. I don't think they revealed the best multiplayer game, and I think Nintendo was nominated for every single category for that one or something.
I think they've voted Overwatch as the multiplayer game one. I can't really remember.
Okay. But yeah, the game. I'm satisfied with the winners this year. Completely satisfied.
For the most part, I agree. Breath of the Wild definitely deserves Game of the Year, and Mario Odyssey deserves being the best family game. There were a few things that I wish turned out a bit differently. Even though Overwatch is a great game, I kind of wish Splatoon 2 won Best Online because I'm biased. I love Splatoon. And I think Fire Emblem Heroes should have won the mobile award. I don't remember exactly which game won that category, but the Best Handheld award, I'm really happy that Metroid won because Metroid Samus Returns was such a great game, and it's great to see the Metroid series kind of come back in a kind of a big way with Samus Returns coming out and it getting the Best Handheld award thingy. So yeah, I'm happy about it. That was a very run-on sentence. I apologize for that. Yeah, the next question. What was your personal game of the year?
My personal game of the year, well, I haven't really played any of the new games this year. I just look at them. Like I said, I'm glad that Zelda won the game of the year, but I kind of was steering towards more Mario Odyssey personally, because I feel like Zelda games already get more attention than Mario games. That's just my opinion. But I am glad that Zelda won, but maybe they both should have won the award. That would have been interesting if they both would have won. But I don't think that can happen. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Zelda. I think the fact that Mario didn't win is just because it's so brand new. Because I think they submitted stuff for Game Award, the panelists selected their finalists or something in October. So I think Odyssey was maybe out a couple days, if even, at that point, and we've had Breath of the Wild since March, so it made more sense that Breath of the Wild would win. I could easily have seen Odyssey winning Game of the Year 2018 if it was if it didn't come out this year and it came out January, February, in a couple months from now. But I agree, Zelda Game of the Year. Mario, very close second to me.
I am so happy Breath of the Wild got Game of the Year, and I personally think that was the best game. Mario Odyssey, as much as I love that game, and I will stand by what I've said previously, where that's my new favorite Mario game. I think Breath of the Wild definitely deserved it because there were so many years of hype and not really knowing what this game was about, and then finally getting our hands on it and it living up to those expectations. It definitely deserves Game of the Year, and I kind of feel sad for the other games in that category, Persona and Horizon Zero Dawn and whatever the third game was, because I'm sure if it wasn't for Zelda or Mario coming out this year, one of those would have definitely gotten it. And if Zelda had come out like say the year before that or something, I think Mario Odyssey would have definitely won. But yeah, my personal favorite game of the year was Breath of the Wild. And the funny thing about that is that had Xenoblade Chronicles 2 come out like a few months prior, I think that would have also had a chance to be a candidate for that. And I remember saying that I think that would have also had potential to be Game of the Year. And then like Green Covers Gaming on Twitter was saying, oh, Xenoblade isn't a big enough fan base to win Game of the Year. But those games are already awesome. But yeah.
I mean, Xenoblade does have a really big fan base, so it could have won it, but it didn't come out until December. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Xenoblade definitely has a bigger fan base than, like, Splatoon and ARMS, so, like, it's not the worst Nintendo, and probably even Pikmin, to be honest, so it's not, like, the worst fan-based Nintendo franchise. It definitely has its fans.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it just took a long time for the first game to get to America because it was in Europe for so long,
And it took a long time for Xenoblade X to even happen.
Yeah.
We're getting off topic. Next question. What do you think of the Champions Ballad DLC for Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild?
Now, the Champions Battle DLC, I know people have been waiting for it for a long time. Like, this one guy I follow on social media, he always talked about it, how, like, if it's not announced this year's E3, I'm gonna, like, kick something, or if it's not shown off at Game Awards, I'm gonna just give up on life or whatever, all that. So...
So it's me.
I know a lot of people want that DLC, and I don't care for DLC that much, so I'm neutral towards any DLC that comes to Zelda, but I'm just glad that Zelda is getting DLC.
I would comment, really, but I haven't beat Breath of the Wild's main story yet, so I can't really comment on the DLC. Both of them look very fun and very challenging in their own ways, so, yeah, I can't really comment right now without completing Breath of the Wild. I mean, I just completed Odyssey, for God's sakes. I need a little bit of a break here.
The game has been out since March. Have you still not beaten it? What's wrong with you?
Videos, other games. I've been so preoccupied.
That's no excuse. I have beaten Breath of the Wild 100% aside from Grok Seeds. So I was excited to hear more about the DLC for the game. I still haven't gotten it yet, so I don't know exactly what happens during the story part of the DLC. But if I remember correctly, they added a new dungeon, a couple shrines, and that motorcycle thing. Is that right?
Yeah, it seems like it from the trailer.
Oh yeah, Link with a badass motorcycle. We're going full Samurai Jack now.
Mario Kart 8 is finally canon. Where does Mario Kart 8 fall on the Zelda timeline? Get on it, theorists!
It's on the fourth branching path from Ocarina of Time. It happens if Link abandons Hyrule and gets a motorcycle instead.
I mean, it happens after Link the Faces of Evil. And before Zelda won the game won.
Before we move on, I gotta say this real quick. When I first played Tomb Raider Legend and played through the motorcycle segments in that game, I've been wanting Link with the motorcycle forever, but it was one of those things where I thought, oh, this is never going to happen. it's not going to happen in my lifetime, and it does. And not just that, but you can attack enemies on the motorcycle. Like, you can ride a motorcycle while swinging your sword. This is like the greatest thing that's ever happened to humanity.
I mean, I can just imagine taking people Link on a motorcycle and just putting the season 5 intro from Samurai Jack there, being like 50 years have passed and stuff like that.
James, can you please do that when you edit this video?
Really? You're gonna make me edit more?
Oh, come on. Please do that. That'd be so fun.
We will be eternally grateful.
No, you won't.
Actually, I would.
I'll be partially grateful.
Let me write. I have so many edits you want me to do. I'll write it down. If it doesn't happen, don't hashtag blame James in the comments. I tried my best.
I'll type it down.
I'm typing it right now.
Okay.
If he doesn't do that, everybody hashtag blame James in the comments.
No.
Spam it all. Spam
No.
his Twitter feed.
No.
Spam his Tinder.
I don't have a phone.
We're getting off topic again. The next question. What do you think of both the Bayonetta games coming to the Switch?
Your question was, what do you think of both Bayonetta games coming to the Switch? You just spoiled that Bayonetta 3 was announced. I feel so ashamed.
I'm a terrible person.
Yeah, but anyways, both Bayonetta games coming to the Switch, the first two, was actually really surprising. I have the Wii U versions, which actually the Wii U version of that game with both 1 and 2 has become a really rare item, so I'm glad to have it. But the fact that they are coming to the Switch was really surprising. I remember talking to my brother before the Game Awards came on, or, like a week before it was there, and we were talking about the possibility of Bayonetta 3. And I was like, well, they could, announce it at E3 this year, and then he's like, well, it's possible, but that, it might be announced at 2019. And I'm like, well, what if the first 2 games come to the Switch? And he's like, that's probably never going to happen. And what do you know? It happens.
You should have bet him money.
Yeah, I should have. And I'm just glad that, the Bayonetta 3, I'll talk about Bayonetta 3 later when your next question, but just the first 2 games coming out, that's good enough for me, even though I have them for Wii U. But these ones will apparently have Amiibo support, so Wii U version, I love you. You're rare. You're probably a collector's item by now. But the Switch version has Amiibo support. I'll probably play the Wii U version more, unless I want to use the Amiibo support. Like, if I ever did a Let's Play Bayonetta 2, I'd definitely just pop in the Wii U version and do that, but,
Wait, the Switch versions have Amiibo support?
That's what I heard.
Cool, what does it do?
I don't know, I just heard it'll have Amiibo support.
Oh. Well, still, cool.
Yeah. So anyways, Wii U
go.
version, you still have your use, but the Switch version will probably be better.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, you're on.
I was. I like how he did say at the same time. Bayonetta 1 and 2 coming to the Switch is pretty cool. I think only Bayonetta 2 has Amiibo support. I don't think they've said anything about the first one. I mean, it's very nice for people that didn't buy Bayonetta 1 and 2 for the Wii U. Sucks for people that did, that like the game so much that they will now have to double dip to buy for the Switch to play on the go.
I mean, personally, I don't care about rebuying Bayonetta 1 and 2 for the Switch because I love the Bayonetta series so much.
Well, I was just
So,
pointing it
I'll
out.
shell out as much money as I can.
Bayonetta has Pancake's waifu.
But yeah, Bayonetta 1 and 2 coming to the Switch, very good. Very good. Hopefully we get a lot more ports. It's the first Wii port, technically, with the first Bayonetta, right? Because that was a Wii game?
No.
That wasn't even on Nintendo until Bayonetta 2.
Bayonetta 1 came out for the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. The Wii couldn't handle it because the Wii was underpowered.
Yeah, I just kind of... Thank you. I'm tired. But yeah, 1 and 2, Bayonetta 1 and 2 coming to the Switch. Very good. Very good.
So with these coming to the Switch, that kind of makes the Wii U version more of a collector's item now, uh, especially the physical version of the first game, because I don't think North America. I think North America is only getting a cartridge of Bayonetta 2 and a digital code for the first game. But I will say this: thank God the Switch is region free, because Japan is getting the cartridge for Bayonetta 1 on the Switch. So, yay for importing and it actually working on my system.
I mean, if fans try to convince the creator of the game to make a physical release of Bayonetta 1 for Switch, it could happen for America.
And he'd also block you on Twitter.
Ask your mom.
I mean, he's a great guy, you know?
Yeah. I've played through most of the first Bayonetta game, but I haven't really played too far into Bayonetta 2. But hopefully with the Switch being portable, I'll have more time for that. Because that's kind of like the really great thing about the Switch is that because you can play it anywhere, it automatically has like a huge reason why you'd want the games on there. You know, because like for Skyrim, for example, the problem with that game is that you're pretty much locked to a TV if you try playing that on any other version. But with the Switch, you can play it anywhere, and it's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And next question. What are your thoughts on Bayonetta 3 being a Switch exclusive, and what do you want to see from this game?
Bayonetta 3 being a Switch exclusive is probably the best thing that could ever happen right now. I'm just saying because back when Bayonetta 2 was being developed, Microsoft and Sony were complete jerks to the guy who made the series because the first Bayonetta game didn't sell so well. And Nintendo were really the only ones that opened up their arms and gave him a chance to make something. And even though I don't really think Bayonetta 2 sold that well, it just shows that he is very grateful for Nintendo for basically, you know, allowing him to make a sequel. He's so grateful that he'll make the third game in the series and probably the final game in the series. I don't really know. A Switch exclusive. And it's way better than making it multi-platform because now it'll make more people who are fans of the series go out and buy a Switch. And I'm just really, it really makes you know how much he loves Nintendo for doing what they did, you know, for him, allowing him to, you know, make the sequel. What do I want to see from the game? I kind of want to see, I don't really know what I want to see, really, like, maybe just let it continue the story, like, from where it left off, you know? Add in, like, more elements, answer unanswered questions, you know? Add in more healing items, probably, because you lose a lot of HP in that game. That game's hard. And that's why I like it, because it's difficult. Add in more costumes for Bayonetta. That'd be nice. Okay, Bayonetta is my waifu, okay?
I knew it!
Like, add in, like, I don't know, like a Zelda costume or something like you did with the Peach and Daisy costume from the first game when you re-released it on the Wii U. Anyways, that's really all I gotta say.
Yeah, Bayonetta 3 being exclusive for the Switch is great. I do think after Bayonetta was released for Smash Brothers, that Bayonetta 2 sales increased a little bit. So the interest was there. And yeah, Bayonetta is basically like a Nintendo franchise now when you think about it. So that's great. Another IP under Nintendo's belt. So to speak, because I think Sega still has the main copyright, I think. But yeah, Bayonetta 3 being Switch exclusives, very good. It's gonna, not only Bayonetta 3, but 1 and 2 both now being on the Switch, definitely gonna help increase sales, although, let's be honest, the Switch didn't really need it in the first place. But yeah, Bayonetta 3, I hope the story is just as good as the other games. I hope we're not left off on, like, some type of cliffhanger. It'd be nice. I don't know what the creator would like to do with the future of the series after 3. But I think I think ending it at 3 is perfect enough, kind of like what happened with the Mother series. Yeah, just ending it on a solid 3, I think would be good. And hey, maybe after Bayonetta 3, he can do Wonderful 102.
Oh, that would be so cool. Have another Wonderful 101 game.
That'd certainly be wonderful. Did they say if Bayonetta 3 would be the last game in the series?
No, but I'm just, like, Pancake and I were just speculating that it probably should be, to be honest.
I mean, it
Yeah.
probably will be. That's usually the norm for series like this.
Unless you're Valve.
Yeah.
Well, Valve can't even count to 3. I mean, come on.
All right, Gabe Newell, that hat will be $3. Oh, what are you gonna do now?
Well, going back to the costumes thing that Pancake was mentioning while James was talking, I was thinking, would it be awesome if they had like an Inkling costume for Bayonetta and the limbs of the demons that she summons were like DJ Octavio?
Holy crap! I never thought about that.
That would be pretty cool.
And like the bullets that she fires are like ink, and so like she covers the ground with ink and turf. That would be so awesome.
It should be blood-colored ink.
Oh, that would be so cool. Story-wise, I don't know what they could do with Bayonetta 3, although I did notice that in the trailers, it's her original costume from the first game. So that makes me wonder if this is going to like take place before Bayonetta 2, or if maybe they'll do something like Sonic Generations where like different Bayonettas from across time will work together or something. But that's pretty much everything I want to say about that. But I do think this game and Bayonetta 2, I think these games have a much higher chance of being successful on the Switch than they ever did with the Wii U. As much as I love that system, it didn't really have that much of an appeal outside of Nintendo fans because, like, most companies were skipping it, and there were a lot of people out there who were saying they wanted Bayonetta 2, but they didn't want to have to get a Wii U to get it. But with the Switch and its stronger third-party support, this game definitely has a higher chance of being successful. And the next question. What other games shown at the Game Awards are you looking forward to, such as Death Stranding and Soul Calibur 2? No, not Soul Calibur 2. Whatever the number was.
6.
I don't know why I said 2.
The thing about Soul Calibur, I never played the series, so I don't really have an opinion. Death Stranding is Kojima's new series after Konami screwed him over and took the Metal Gear series away from his hands, which just sucks. I'm kind of disappointed that this is a PS4 exclusive because I was hoping for a Switch release of this game because it looks really nice. I don't really want to buy a PS4. I more or less want a Switch. And if they made a Switch version for this is definitely a game I would get, but as it stands, I don't want to get it if it's PS4 exclusive. I'm glad Kojima's coming back making more games after Konami screwed them over and is still screwing them over, but as it stands, I don't really want to get a PS4 exclusive. That's really all I gotta say.
New Soul Calibur, great, except boo because it's not on the Switch, like rumors suggested. So that kind of sucks, but maybe they'll announce it at like a January Direct, I don't know. But Death Stranding, it's been like at the last 3 out of the 4 Game Awards now, also at E3 and I think a couple PlayStation experiences. It does suck that it's exclusive, but it's kind of like Cuphead. I think Cuphead's just Microsoft exclusive, and it's part of the contract with the funding and stuff. So it's basically the same thing. Like Sony's basically helping fund the project, so it's gonna always be Sony exclusive, unfortunately. But yeah, the game still looks good. Honestly, I just want them to announce a damn release date already. It's been 4 years, so hopefully it comes out by 2020. That would be nice.
It's been 4 years, and it'll be 4 more. We won't get this until the PlayStation 6. I haven't really looked into Death Stranding all that much. What I have seen of it, it does look interesting, and I love the visual style of the game. But I don't think it's really something that would appeal to me personally, even if it was released for the Switch, because I'm just not that much into those kind of games. Now, Soul Calibur, on the other hand, that is kind of interesting, and hopefully we'll get released for the Switch, but either way, it still looks really cool. I've only really seen Soul Calibur 2 and the one with the Star Wars characters. I've played Soul Calibur 2, but I haven't really played the other ones before. But have they announced if they're going to do like console exclusive characters in this game?
No, they've literally not revealed anything but like two actual fighters, and then they teased it at the Game Awards, a third fighter, but it didn't look like it was somebody that would be console exclusive because it was like a for all platforms trailer. So yeah, nothing about exclusive people yet. I assume if they do release it on the Switch, they would do exclusive people, and Link would be the representative like the previous Soul Calibur games. So, but no, nothing yet on exclusives.
Because I was thinking that if they do console exclusives, we have cross-network play for Switch and Xbox, so wouldn't it be interesting if they did something like, say, I don't know if they would do this, but like Mario was exclusive to the Switch version and Banjo was on the Xbox One, and you had cross-network compatibility where the two of them could fight each other?
Oh my god, that would be great.
It's never going to happen, but I'm just saying that would be awesome. Alright, the next question. Is there any other games announced at the Game Awards that you want to talk about? That was a very great written question, if I say so myself.
I mean, you did write the question, so...
I mean, not really, other than World War Z looks like it sucks. The movie sucked.
Oh!
The books probably suck. Probably haven't read those. And the game's gonna suck. It sucks. And then that's
I don't actually remember that much of the movie.
It was about zombies. It was called World War Z. It was stupid. I'm done.
Oh, okay. I thought you were waiting to rant about another game that was real. The only game that we haven't really fully touched on is the new game from the creators of Firewatch, Campo Santo, or Campo Santo. I always get it mixed up. In the Valley of the Gods, it has a similar art style to Firewatch, so I assume that's going to be their go-to art style for all of their games. It's based off in Egypt, where you're like searching tombs and stuff. So that seems really interesting. Interested to see more of that. I think if you go to its website, it's going to be available through Windows on Steam, so that's nice at least. It won't be tied to at least a console you don't have. You could get it on Windows if you want.
Ew, Windows, yuck. I don't really have much to say about the other games that were announced, so let's move on to the next question. Do you have any final thoughts on this year's Game Awards?
Not really. All I gotta say is hopefully next year's Game Awards is good, like this one, because this one was almost perfect.
Yeah, I agree with that. The Game Awards this year were probably the best of the four, so hopefully next year is like this one, and all you can really say is the rightful award winners won, because they won, so congrats to all the winners. Amazing game reveals for the most part, and here's to next year.
Yep. We all raise our imaginary glasses.
Clink.
I have one final thought about the Game Awards. Just before it started, I think Crystal Dynamics posted on social media saying that, outright confirming that they are indeed making a new Tomb Raider game, but they wouldn't demonstrate it until closer to the release date. So I think that it was great that they did that, because there was a lot of speculation that the third game in the reboot series would be shown at the Game Awards. And I'm glad that they outright came out and said, it is coming, but we're not showing it just yet.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much everything. So thank you all so much for watching this discussion for the Game Awards 2017. My name is TheJamesRolls, and they are
Pancake Army Man?
And the James Rolls.
And I'm Lady Gear to you.
You already said that.
And I'm Lady Gear to you.
Oh god, he's broken.
And I'm Lady Gear. Okay, I'll stop.
Wow, we're out.
Ciao.